So starting the test drive in this Tundra SR5, love the powertrain options here. I know a lot of people miss having that naturally aspirated V8, but it's so great to have this twin turbo V6, especially when you are in that sweet spot for throttle response. You can just go ahead and put your foot into it and feel that boost. It's pretty fun. Yeah, the pull is crazy. But all in all, even in this SR5, the ride is pretty comfortable. And surprisingly, these cloth seats don't feel as rough as they look. I think they do look a little rugged, but I'm pretty impressed by them. And here cruising at 60 miles an hour, I'm also just surprised by the sound acoustics in the cabin. And this is a full-sized crew cab truck. And not that I would expect it to be overly loud, but again, I'm impressed that it's a pretty solid sound in here. Now, in terms of the ride quality itself, I want to say, and I don't know why I haven't remembered this driving other Tundras, but it's pretty, with the 20-inch wheels, the off-road package, it's still very smooth for a pickup truck. So I have it in sport mode. We're gonna give it a push here. And it's crazy. It feels so fast, but again, with this being one of the, I'd say one of the best riding pickup trucks I've been in, you're at 60 before you know it, which is just nuts. I'm gonna put it into eco mode now. I'm just gonna use the radar cruise for a second. But just an all-around good truck. Now, how the 10-speed will last over the years with the 3.4 liter twin turbo, as opposed to that V6 with the 6-speed, or that 5.7 liter V8 with the 6-speed automatic, it's hard to tell. I mean, we've seen several of the older body style Tundras with that powertrain setup get 1,000,000 miles. Will this hold up to 1,000,000 miles? I don't want to say no, but just because you have those turbos, also depending on how you drive it with the turbos, you might have to replace those over the years, and they come with their own set of problems. But I mean, the V8s from that Toyota had in the older Tundras also had a few issues going on with those. Now, a lot of the times, if you didn't have emissions to worry about, you didn't have to worry about that. Like mine, I had 230,000 miles on it, and then I sold it to somebody else who's still driving it. And that had a check engine light on for the longest, and it was an emissions thing, cost me like $800 to repair. So I wasn't happy about that, but also that's how badly I wanted the check engine light off, specifically for emissions. And then my town basically went away with emissions as soon as I fixed that. So, story of my life. But anyways, with this kind of truck, you're paying 50, 60 grand at least anyway. So I recommend getting an extended warranty if you plan on keeping it for an extended period of time, 300, 400,000 miles. Maybe you hold your trucks for 10, 15, 20 years. But other than that, I mean, I wouldn't expect any crazy issues out of this, specifically this SR5 with the more simplistic radio. Everything in the interior is pretty much plastic, so leather wearing over time, I'm not worried about that. But let's give it another boost here in sport mode. I'm gonna wait till I pass this truck on my right. And let's go. Again, just impressive power. And with the ride quality being so good, you have to look at the speedometer to really see how fast you're going, because it doesn't make sense just how smooth the ride is in this big of a truck to accelerate that quickly. And for whatever reason, people that had these always turn off the lane centering, which I think is one of the best things about having a truck like this. There's that there. And I guess a lot of it might have to do with if you're pulling a trailer or something like that and the lane centering gets in your way, but especially if you don't have anything behind you, I love this system. Having a full-size pickup truck, which basically has the driving capabilities of an older Tesla, having the lane centering and the adaptive cruise going. And again, just so impressed with the ride, the sound acoustics in here. Just an impressive truck all the way around. Now I'll leave the tow and then payload capacities in the description below, because I don't know those off the top of my head, but the Tundra's still about as capable as it's been. And there was a while when it was pretty much top of its class for some of those figures, especially with that 5.7. But right now, everybody's pretty much trying to pull as much as possible, tow as much as possible. So I don't know if the Tundra's still top dog with that, specifically with the twin turbo V6, as Ford has had that for a minute. But still a pretty good truck for the money, as the used car market is starting to settle out a little bit. And I wouldn't mind having one. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Toyota Tundra SR5.